or 2.5 if the German is going to come in. Just to give you an idea what the Deutschmark is going to be, is what the Swiss franc is now. Because the Swiss franc now is the quasi-Deutschmark in disguise. Okay, so, and here is the thing. The Germans, when they went into the Eurozone, they did not ask the people. It was Helmut Schmidt joined the European Union. Helmut Kohl put it into practice. He did not give the referendum. He had a few talks with Hans Dietmeier of the Bundesbank, but eventually, maybe you can say the Germans in the street, they're going to go out and they're going to blame the Greeks. The Germans in the street, they don't, if they are trying to blame things on Greece, the only thing they would probably say is what? Is my currency is too high? Their currency is going to be even higher as a result of this. But by the way, the Chancellor of Germany did actually not give a handout to Greece, actually, because she wanted to survive the elections. So I think that we can talk until tomorrow morning about people dropping, people not dropping. I think as far as dropping, I think probably Greece and maybe Ireland, maybe they would be given a holiday. They would temporarily, leave the Eurozone. Probably they would be given a time to leave, and they would probably come back. But a country would not want to leave the Eurozone. Their interest rates are going to go up the roof. Yeah. Their currency is going to go down to the basement. So it will make their situation very bad.
A small point. Yeah. A small point. If you leave the euro, Greece leaves the euro, or Ireland leaves the euro, most people believe that the debt issued by these countries will have to be repaid in euro. That's crap. It is the Italian debt, the Greek debt, the French debt is in the currency of the sovereign country of France. If it becomes, the currency of France becomes the new French franc, you will repay the debt in French franc. So Greeks will repay the debt in drachma. So don't imagine that if you buy a Greek debt, you're going to be repaid in euro. If they leave the euro, you'll be repaid in drachma. So that's a little bit of an incentive if you have known that 90% of your debt is owned by foreigners, like the Greeks. You say, what the hell? It's a hell of a tax that I put on the foreigners. What's wrong with that? Not much. They don't. You see, so that's the, it's a little bit of a technical point, but don't believe for a second that you're going to be repaid in euro. You're not.
Isn't the problem mainly the bank system, that the German banks and the French banks have so much bonds from Greece and
this is one of the big problems in today's world, is that the institutions, the Basel II, IFRS 4, are desperately trying to force the financial institution, pension fund, insurance companies to buy government bonds. So if you are AXA or Allianz in Germany, you have no reserve requirements to put, if you buy on your capital, if you buy a Greek bond, and you have a 30% reserve requirement if you buy the best French stock, Air Liquide, and if you buy a secondary, it's 60%, and if you buy outside of Europe, it's 100% reserve requirement. So basically, we are building a system where all our pension benefits are managed, and the only thing that they can buy is government bonds, and all these governments are going bankrupt. So I'm trying to tell you, don't leave your money with a regulated financial intermediary, because that financial intermediary is regulated to make you lose all your money by these politicians in Basel. So be very careful. You have to manage your money yourself. Take control of your money. Don't trust the official guys. These guys are, I see all the pension funds in France now. AXA, who used to have 70% of its capital invested in French equities, and they were playing a counter-cyclical role in the stock market. When the stock market was going down, the big insurance companies were coming in and buying shares on the cheap. And 3 or 4 years later, they sold them. Now, AXA has 3% of its capital in shares. Allianz is probably at 4%. And basically, if the government goes bankrupt, one of the European governments, since they're all loaded with this debt, the whole financial system goes down. But it is already bankrupt. So the question is, when is it going to be recognized? That's basically my question. So I wouldn't leave my money with these guys.
Okay. Charles, I think that you have to leave now. Thank you very much to join us.
A pleasure.
You stay on the stage, please. Thank you.